Hi everyone, and welcome back to the THE student. Today we are joined by Politecnico di Milano, and they're going to tell you Chiara as well as some lovely students with us today. And they're going to tell us a bit about their experience and what it's like to study at Politecnico. Um, you're with us for the full hour, and then feel free as well to drop any questions you have at the bottom of the Zoom. There's a Q&A panel, and we will answer those questions at the end of the session. So now I'm going to pass over to Chiara, who will kick things off for us.
Definitely. Thank you, Emilia, for for your introduction and for the support. And welcome to Politecnico di Milano. Well, we are ready for giving a full presentation and insights of the university and, of course, of our students' life and experience here at the university. So I have with me today Lydia and Sriram, who I thank a lot for joining. I work in the students recruitment unit of the university, and I'm really happy to introduce you to Politecnico with a video, which might just give you some basic information, and of course, it's going to raise your curiosity toward the university itself.
Sorry, Chiara, I think you're muted. I cannot hear you.
Thank you. Sorry. Yeah, I was so involved in the in the video show that I forgot to unmute myself. Thank you, Lydia. Yeah, I was saying that this is like what we try to offer to our students at Politecnico di Milano. What you saw in the video is basically the perfect, we hope, or what we try to perfect connection between the technological aspect and, of course, the people and humanity. And that's where we hope your journey toward Politecnico di Milano will start. So we consider this the first step of your journey toward your architecture, design, and engineering academic experience. And as I was saying today, with me I have Lydia and Sriram, who are current students of our universities. Lydia from Spain is currently enrolled in aeronautical engineering, and Sriram came from India to PoliMi and is studying architecture here. And they will give you some, I think, very interesting information about what it is to study here as an international student coming from different areas and in studying different fields. Before I leave floor to them, which of course are the main speakers today, I just want to give you some insight, some information about the university, which is located in Milan, of course. The main two campuses are here in this vibrant city of Milan, which is basically the economic hub of our country, a center of innovation, of culture, with where you can breathe quite international atmosphere, since, of course, a lot of tourists visit it, but many professionals decide to live here, and several international students choose this destination for their studying experience, and that's what contributes to make this city a very dynamic environment. Milan is very well located also in terms of geography, I would say. So from here, you can easily travel around the country, and also all around Europe by train, by car, by plane, of course. It's also a good choice from this point of view to discover what's around us. And of course, I mentioned, our main two campuses are in Milan, Milano Leonardo and Milano Bovisa. However, also some programs are offered on different campuses located not far from Milan, like 1 hour by train. And namely Lecco, Cremona, Mantova, and Piacenza. So when you have a look at the educational offer, you will also find this information about the campus, and which corresponds to a city. Very well, beautiful cities, very well located, and with a great connection to the territory around them. On all campuses, of course, we do try to offer the best experience to our students. So it's not only about studying, of course, because we think that a student who is following his passions and also taking care of his or her well-being, and attending and who's in connection with other students through different activities, is a student who performs in a better way. So what we do is to welcome the international students. We organize an orientation week at the beginning of, even before the classes start. We present all the activities we have on campus, associations, the services like the laboratories, the libraries, the language courses, and all the extracurricular activities and classes that are available. And of course, we try to make the students in connection with each other, to basically let them start in the best way their experience here at PoliMi. But yeah, it's not only studying, but it's definitely also studying. So what do we offer? We have master programs in architecture and design. So this is the complete list of programs offered in these fields. And of course, you can find the details on the website. We will definitely follow up after this webinar with more details by email. But yeah, all these areas are covered, as well as engineering. The field is also has a very, very wide of educational offer at master level. All the programs I showed are 2-year master programs taught in English. And I highlight this information because, of course, you don't need to know Italian, even if we are located in Italy, to study here, because the programs are 100% taught in English, even if some of them are also available in Italian. And this is important also because several students from abroad, hundreds of students from abroad, decide to come here for their academic postgraduate experience. More than 8,000 international students are currently enrolled at Politecnico di Milano, coming from literally all over the world. And the university value these international students a lot. We really think it's they are a resource. We are quite a big university with 48,000+ students. So the connection between Italian students and international students is quite precious, and definitely here. Sriram and Lydia probably can confirm the international atmosphere of this university. You represent somehow the international community of Politecnico di Milano. So I might leave floor to you for enlightening us about your experience at PoliMi.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, there's a lot of international people here, and it's very nice to have that, because you might be facing the same type of challenges, so you can help each other a lot. But then there's also a lot of Italians, which is also very good to learn, try and help you learn the language. And yeah, it's really nice. So thank you, Chiara, for the introduction. And I will present myself a little bit. I'm from Spain. I did my bachelor's in Universidad Carlos III de Madrid in aerospace engineering. And then after that, I worked for a year at Instituto Tecnológico de Galicia, which is like the Technological Institute of Galicia. And I worked in projects related to drones. So then I decided that I wanted to learn a little bit more about drone control, but also learn about other aspects of aeronautics. So I decided to come to PoliMi because it has a very flexible program that allowed me to do both at the same time. So I'm very happy with the choice I have made. And in PoliMi, I have not only learned a lot academically, but also met a lot of people from different parts of the world that made me also grow as a person. It was a really, it's still a very nice experience so far. Yeah, so next I have put some photos here in this slide to talk a little bit about my academic experience. So for example, these are from photos from some courses I took. On the left, we have a photo at Leonardo's company. Leonardo is one of the leaders companies in Italy in aerospace and defense. And I took a course on management of aerospace projects taught by them at PoliMi. So then they took us to where they work and give us some insights on the company. So that was really enriching. And then the next two photos to the right, they are related to some of the drone control courses that I was talking about previously. These photos specifically are in the ASCL lab. That is one of the many laboratories that the School of Aeronautics has. And these photos is just like from a project we were doing in which we had to model the environment. As you can see, we had some obstacles with boxes. We had to model that and then generate trajectories to reach the goal and then execute our algorithm in the drone to see how it flew. And it was funny because there were successful flights, but also not very successful ones. So it was nice, this hands-on experience. Then to the right, you can see two photos of me flying on a little aircraft. This is from one of the best courses I have taken here at Politecnico. It was called flight testing, and basically we had to plan and execute some flight tests. So basically we designed the whole flight, and then we were flying along with the pilot, telling him to do some maneuvers while we were taking data and then analyzing the data afterwards to see if the aircraft was like compliant with the regulation. So it was very fun, and also we had a lot of responsibility on us because it was only us with the pilot. So I definitely learned a lot from this experience. And then the last picture on the right of the sailing boat, it's from one of the student associations that PoliMi offers. This one is the PoliMi Sailing Club. So basically every year students develop the sailing boat and to go to a competition. So I joined this club the joining process is nice. You have to do an exam to get into the association, and then you decide in which kind of sector you want to work. In my case, I was working in the structures team, developing a part of the boat, and it was really nice as well. But not only it was, well, my experience here in Milan, it's not only academic, but also personal. So I have also put some photos here about, of course, food, because Italian food is a thing. I also put, well, I put a photo making gnocchis, and I put a photo of me and my mates at the student residence where I used to live. It was really nice, and that's really helped me learn a lot of Italian. And now I can speak it, so that's good. And also, as Chiara was mentioning before, Milan has a very strategic location, very convenient, so we can reach a lot of places easily. So one of my favorite ones here in the north are Liguria and the Dolomites, and of course the lakes. So the Dolomites are part of the Italian Alps, and they are a must go to place. I really loved my stay there. And then Liguria is the Ligurian coast, of course, is a dream as well. And then I have also put a photo taking the famous Aperol Spritz in a very pretty location, this one was in Lake Como. And also to the right, you can see that day or another day, I don't remember if it was the exact same day, but we rented a boat in the lake, which was a pretty fun experience as well. And yeah, so finally I just put also a photo from the Duomo, because it's the main touristic location spot in Milan. And this photo is from Museo del Novecento, which is also, well, Milan is full of museums as well. So it's really nice city. And that's it. But if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them later, right, Chiara?
Thank you, Lydia. Yeah, you mentioned, I think, a lot of very important aspects for, I think, for a student's life, basically, because as we were saying, the academic experience is the reason why you choose a specific university, the program, right, and the way it's structured, the contents. But along with that, of course, you have to consider the location where the university is, and if it fits your personality, what you like, if you like cold or if you like warm places, and these kind of aspects are not to under evaluate when someone chooses a location. And well, I think you mentioned seaside and mountains and lakes, so everything is really reachable, and gives you the opportunity to just detox a little bit from the exams and the studying and the labs, and enjoy nature and company. Right.
Yeah,
I think this inspires a lot for the choice. And I maybe just move towards the Sriram's experience, which is even culturally a little bit different, because I mean, you come from India, so let us know how it was for you to join us.
Yes, yes. So I'll just briefly introduce myself. I am Sriram. I come from India. I studied my bachelor's in Kerala University. It's like in the south of India. And then I worked for like 3 years. Then I decided to do my master's. So, and I specifically wanted a program which sort of aligned with my academic interests in urban related issues. And the one that I chose was something which focuses on the interconnectedness of architecture and the city, and giving more emphasis on the sustainability and especially the international perspective. PoliMi has like a very supportive learning environment with a strong international student community. And it's like a perfect combination of we have a very vibrant design atmosphere, perfectly suited for our academic and other development goals. And coming to it, Milan was a completely different experience for me because of the way we've been taught in India. And it was like, maybe you can say it was a complete cultural shock. but it was definitely a positive experience because we get to do a lot of things in the studios, in the labs. It's a very collaborative atmosphere. You get to work together as a group, and you are talking with a lot of other students coming from different parts of the world. So you get to learn a lot of different perspectives from them. So these are like a few images of the studio projects that I was involved in. It's a lot of hands-on experience. You get to draw, you get to see, you get to make things in real. Uh, and some of the projects are really interesting because you get to test yourself. The one that you see on the left is a photo taken by us during one of the programs. So it was to relate us to the urban atmosphere of the areas in Milan. And then it was a lot of urban related issues, solving things like that. And the images on the top, you can see the physical models that we work on in the studios. Yeah, that's about it at my experience at the PoliMi. And then definitely, yes, when you come to the other part, which is my personal favorite, I think, especially because of the geographical location, you get to see a lot of architectural places everywhere in Europe, which has just been taught to me in the books. You get to see that in real life. That's one of the biggest plus points. And then a lot of architectural events happen throughout the year. You have the design week, you have the Venice Biennale. That's like really good and positive for all the architecture students. And yeah, I can definitely not miss the food. That's one of the best things. Yeah, I think that's about it. But it's a wonderful experience for all the architecture students.
Thank you, Sriram. Yeah, I mean, I think you also had this kind of practical experience here. So hands-on, as you said, is part of the programs, and both Lydia and you underlined this. You really are involved in practical courses, and you have to work to like use the theory you learn and make it in workshops. So it's not, yeah, you prove yourself during these kind of workshops together with the other students, like with the team, which is basically a skill you will need also in the job market.
Yes.
Yeah, so and then I would never forget the food for sure, because this is also a cultural experience also from this point of view. And I think no one is disappointed with Italian food, and that's also something to take into consideration. But yeah, so we really consider the experience a full experience. The student has a person we try to support in many different ways. Of course, we have 48,000 students enrolled at the university. It's like an effort, and it's just not so easy to be there for each of them. But there are so many offices, so many professors and services and also the network is a resource. So as Lydia underlined, if you're part of an association, if you meet the students and become friends, you definitely have a support also from the other students. And this support starts from, like, the university support starts on day one. And then it goes on in different areas and aspects until the day you graduate, and even further, because well, we know that we need to prepare you for the job markets. At the end, it's great to be a student, but it's also important to find the job opportunities. And there is an office in charge of this. So they just provide guidance to our students and graduates. They organize workshops, job fairs on campus. There is a website where our partner companies publish job opportunities, internship opportunities every day, basically, in Italy and abroad. We support in creating a curriculum, a motivation letter, and so on. The results are pretty amazing, I would say. So among international students, graduate and master level, 91% is employed within 6 months from graduation, and of these, even 42% is employed before graduating. So then there's no time to to enjoy and to breathe. After graduation, you're already ready for working. But it's a very good information. And what I really appreciate is that 91% of international students and graduates think they were very well prepared for their job, because the university provided them with skills and knowledge that were supportive during their professional experience. Students from European countries can work here with no, I mean, after graduation with no limitation. Students from European countries can stay here as long as they need to find a job, while non-European students can stay up to 1 year after graduation looking for a job. But as you can see, it's super rare they don't find a job within 1 year. So this is just an additional information, which is quite important, I think, when you take a university into consideration for your further academic path. And also, I think it's important to know how prestigious a university is when you select it for your studies. It's not the main reason to join a university, because the university might be the best, but not in your field or not interesting for you. But in this case, I want to underline that we are quite a very good position in the fields we teach. 17 design worldwide, 17 architecture, and 23 in engineering all around the world. This is thanks to what you mentioned so far. So the technology we have, the labs, the students we welcome from all over the world, the professor, the passion, it is involved, and the partnership with the other universities. So there is a lot going on, but the prestige of the university is visible here. So in case some of you are already ready for applying, we just want to give some very basic information about the application procedures, and then we invite you to visit the website, or anywhere will be available for questions. The application is online. There are some requirements to meet, of course, among which the first one is to have a bachelor degree in a field related to what you want to study at master level. And then, of course, you need to provide us with some documents, like your academic transcript and grades and CV, and of course, motivation recommendation letters. We need also to know you know English. So an English language proficiency certificate is going to be required unless you have studied in English your bachelor level, your bachelor's degree. So in that case, we won't need a certificate, just a transcript. And the last step is to pay the application fee. So our professors just start the evaluation of your profile. The application is now open for all the programs. The early birds is the 2nd of December, and by early bird we mean that is when the application fee is cheaper, is 50 euros, and we usually suggest to apply by this deadline for having a result published earlier. So the sooner you apply, the sooner you know if you're admitted, generally for all the programs. And then you see here the time. So the architecture and design application goes on until the 30th of January. With a different application fee after the 2nd of December, while the engineering programs are welcome application again from January to February. And since some of the audiences are from Europe, there is also an additional, not the only one, but additional call in March for students from European countries. I hope it clarifies your doubts about the time-wise, let's say. Before starting answering the questions you might have, and of course leaving floor to Sriram and Lydia for further comments, I would love to leave you the contacts, of course, but overall to invite you to talk to our current students. Lydia and Sriram are part of a very important project which is called Ask a Student, where you can book an appointment with current student ambassador of each program we have, and talk and ask your questions and know more about the program, students' life, and so on. So I encourage you to book an appointment, and I might leave floor to Lydia and Sriram for some comments maybe before we start reading the students' questions. If you want Lydia to add something about what we said so far.
No, yeah, I just encourage students to apply, because so far the people I've met here, mostly all of them are pretty happy with the choices they've made of coming here. And then also the part that the program is flexible, it really allows you to choose your path, right? So you can do basically whatever you're interested with in. So that's
Thanks,
it.
Lydia. Thank you.
Yeah, and I just wanted to like add that one of the best decisions that I made was to come to PoliMi, because definitely I would have never got this experience elsewhere of this collaborative nature, and meeting so many people from different parts of the world and getting to work with them was the best experience. And yes, architecture is so good that you get to learn a lot of things. And yeah, I think that's it on my side.
Thank you, Sriram. Thank you, Lydia, for these last comments. And Emilia might leave floor to your questions coming from the students.
Perfect, thank you. And thanks very much to the students as well. It was amazing to hear how great an experience, like the experience that you're having, not just in the classroom, but also in Milan and Italy, and yeah, just how exciting it is being there. So in terms of questions, I think some of these were answered early on by Chiara, but we can maybe go over them again at like a top line level.
Sure.
So how far in advance do I need to start the enrollment process, would you say, Chiara?
Well, I guess this is about the application process, I guess, and the application is open now. So let's say if you want to join university in September 2025, I would suggest to apply now. The final deadline I might show you again is here. In case you want to apply for September 2026, in that case, the application will open in October of next year. So this is how it works. Our tip is usually to apply as soon as possible, just to be ready, to have an earlier outcome, and of course to not be in a rush closer to the deadline.
Perfect, thank you. And again, I believe we covered this earlier on, but how long, one student asks how long they can stay and work in Milan after their studies finish. I know you mentioned there are different.
It was repeating it, of course. Well, it depends again from the origin of the students, but European students have no limits, so of course. But for non-European students, there is a 1 year limit for looking for a job. So basically, when you graduate, you can stay 1 year without a job and look for a job. And then if you don't, you're unemployed, you have to leave. But it's, again, I repeat, it's quite rare in our case. And then once you have a job, you can stay as long as your contract lasts. There's no limitation.
Perfect. Yeah. And as you said, Kiara, it seems like it's quite, there's a lot of opportunities out there
Yeah.
in terms of looking for jobs. Again, application deadlines, I think that we covered that, but any specific questions students have, they can visit the website. Is that correct?
Definitely, yes, definitely. Of course, here is the website, and again, the requirements, the deadlines, the application procedures are all this info is online.
Perfect.
But yeah, again, the application is open now, and until the 2nd of December, we have the early bird, and then after that, depending on which program, which area of studies you're interested in, there are specific deadlines.
Amazing, amazing. And in terms of internships or work placements, is that something that PoliMi offer?
Well, of course, yeah. On the career service website I mentioned before, there are a lot of internships opportunities. Some courses have compulsory internship included in the study plan, so that students have to take an internship. I think that's the case of architecture. Yeah.
Yes, yes. I think it's very much possible to apply through career service. Like most of the students apply through career service and find an internship.
Yeah, because I mean the university is collaborates with companies in also on projects, on real projects. Sometimes students are even involved in projects that are proposed by the companies, and the companies themselves use the laboratories of the university for their own tests. And in this way, we build a collaboration. Our graduates go working in, have a job now in some companies with Italian international companies, and these are the relations that goes on. So the opportunities for internship and jobs are several, of course. There are some statistics on the website of the career service, and again, everything is on the website. We will follow up if you register to the webinar with some more details and providing you some detailed link. But even the statistics are there, and they prove that, yeah, this kind of information we provided about their job opportunities.
Amazing. And one final question. I would assume this would potentially be for an architecture master's, but do you need a big portfolio in order to apply?
Well, for designing architecture programs, a portfolio is required. Not a big portfolio in general. So maybe then Shriram can maybe share something about what you prepared for your application.
Yeah, it's not like a big portfolio, but definitely it should be something really confined and showcases your ability towards whichever course you wanted to, or the program you wanted to apply for. So it should be focused towards and showcasing the projects which bring out the things that are required for the specific program.
Yeah, that's very important.
Yeah, and just the projects which sort of focuses on that more would be very much sufficient now.
Yeah, so let's say that it must be tailored. It's not like a portfolio you prepare for any course you apply for, or for a job position. It's important it's tailored for the program you select. Consider that the professors usually evaluate a lot of applications, so it's not important to have a big portfolio, but one that's, as Shriram perfectly said, shows your skills and what you've done in your previous experience. That might be academic and professional. So both aspects might be considered in the evaluation.
Amazing, amazing. Well, I think that's all of the questions we have from students. Maybe one that I had more for you guys is how you found kind of learning Italian to be, and your experience with like the language so far is always interesting to hear.
For me, I think I had it a little bit easier because Spanish and Italian have Latin roots. So when I got here, I could pretty much understand, not everything, but like 50% without having maybe studied it. And then Politecnico offers an Italian course of 1 semester. So I did that, and that helped me a lot as well. And then by living with Italians, after 1 year, I could understand everything, and after 1.5 years, maybe I could like speak without problem. My level is maybe not C1 yet. I don't know. I have not done any certification, but I have no problems to communicate anymore. Yeah, so it was a nice experience.
That's great to
For me,
hear.
I think the language course the PoliMi offered helped. Yeah, I can't speak well, but I can like understand a bit. So yeah, it was really helpful.
Yeah, I might add to that we since Shriram mentioned it, we do offer courses of Italian language for free to all the international students. As I said before, there is no need to know Italian when you apply, when you come here. However, it is required to have a knowledge of Italian before graduating, because we really think this experience should be immersive also in culturally speaking. So it's not just you come here to study and then you don't know where you are and you don't know to like talk and speak to the people who live here. And so we really try to provide an additional skill to the students who decide to come here for studying. They might choose to stay in Italy for their career, or at least for the beginning of their career. So you can study Italian for free here, and we try to help you reach B1 level of the language. Yeah, for the reasons I mentioned, and also it makes it easier to travel and discover the little villages around Italy, where maybe English is not so well spoken as it is in Milan.
Probably the best way of learning the language. So traveling around for sure. Yeah. Well, it sounds like you both have had amazing experiences in terms of traveling and visiting a lot of Italy, which is great as well. And especially in terms of architecture, I can imagine there's no better place in terms of just it's everywhere, isn't it?
Exactly. That's what I mentioned like previously when I talked. It's the best place to be. There's architecture everywhere. And like all the projects that you even study about, like keep references, you get to go and see that in real, which doesn't happen elsewhere. So that's one of the best things.
Amazing, amazing. Well, maybe if we have any kind of closing statements, feel free to share now. But otherwise, it's been a pleasure to have everyone here and everyone listening. I hope you have a lovely day. We'll be sharing this recording to all the registered students, and thank you so much.
Thanks, Emilia, for your support introduction and taking us through this nice webinar. Personally, I really want to thank Lydia and Shriram, and I always learn something from our students, and I'm really amazed by how they manage to balance the academic experience and the personal growth that this kind of experience gives you. And it's demanding studying at Politecnico di Milano. I think you need to underline that it's a very intense experience also in terms of workload and study, but it's worth studying. It rewards you. You really learn a lot. And what I learned from the students, I guess Lydia and Sriram, you might confirm, is that it's an academic and personal growth, what you take with you after this experience at Politecnico di Milano. And So of course, I leave floor to you for the last few words. But this is what you need, or the audience need to expect to grow in terms of competencies, skills in your field, but also as a person with new friends also.
Yeah, that's correct, definitely correct. And it also opens, like, I haven't started looking for a job yet because I'm still finishing my thesis, but it definitely opens a lot of doors and a lot of connections with the industry. So that's also really nice because I already have done networking even without wanting to do networking. So I already have opportunities. I know where to start looking for a job and everything. So that's really nice to have.
Yeah, like Lydia mentioned, there's like a lot of opportunities ahead, and you get to, I mean, all the people that you meet throughout the course will be really helpful towards like the end of the professional experience as well. So yeah, that's it.
So we wait for you guys at Politecnico di Milano. We hope you enjoy this watching this webinar, and we are ready for your further doubts and questions through the Ask a Student project, or if you want to contact us by email. Thank you. Bye. Ciao, ciao.
Thanks
Bye.
so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Bye.
having us. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.